Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Okay, so um, I did post earlier that I was going to be going live around this time. So I'm going to wait until more people get here so that we can kind of start the discussion. Um, in this video, before I even start, it's not for the triggered, not for the highly emotional, and not for the people that believe everything they hear on media or the news or TV. Okay, it's not for y'all. If you're here, just refrain from commenting if you are triggered. This is going to help you receive more knowledge by not reacting emotionally. So if you're trying to learn and control, being triggered, this is a good opportunity to withhold the comments until you have a full understanding of what's happening. Okay, so I guess I'll start with that. So there's no such thing as coincidence. We all know that. Okay, especially with numbers. There's no such thing as coincidence with numbers, with timing, with symbolism, with all of this. There is no such thing. Okay, no matter how you try to add it up, go add up someone else's demise, and you will not see as many similarities as you do with this. Okay, this is code. This is code to tell you guys that it was all planned and understood, and not everything is what you think it is. Okay, so in LA, Hollywood, California, there are actors. There are always roads shut down for, making movies sometimes. There's always policemen and involved in a lot of these things. So, right in front of, first of all, how I knew it was not what it seemed to be. Thank you, Crystal. It's when I heard where the shooting happened, all the media he was getting right beforehand. A lot of the messages in his song alluded to the fact that death was very close and understood by him, and it was agreed upon, but not literal death. So, first of all, if you're going to get shot right in front of your clothing store, right around the same time your album and stuff is coming out and videos, and you're splashing yourself all over the internet and whatever, that is one thing to make money. Okay, so I'm sure his record sales went up, his YouTube went up, people are buying his clothing. That went up, right? I didn't know he had a clothing business. Well, now you do. Okay, or so another thing is the 33, of course. The 33 is repeated so many times in his work, in his messages, even in his death. And so the number 33 is very, very, very important, so that you understand that it's code. Okay, if you're in the Freemasons, if you're a Mason, then you understand exactly what's going on. Also, it is legally, and I've told y'all this thousands of times, it is legally fine. Well, you have to get approved, but it is legal to fake your death if you have business in the state of Nevada, in Las Vegas, if you have a plan or the tendency or the notion to have a residency there. Then you're allowed to fake your death if you are threatened more than twice. If you have been there in the past and have business there, and also plan and talk about and speak about publicly, and it's recorded that you plan to have residency there or go there, you are able to legally fake your death according to the laws of residency in Nevada. And I keep telling y'all, you can legally do this, and they will set up a way for you to legally fake your death if you put in, the money or whatever. So a lot of celebrities have done this, and he's among them. And so if you listen to the lyrics of many of his songs, he always sticks Las Vegas in there. He always sticks his plan to work there. He always sticks his plan that he's doing business there. So that is one of the reasons why. And also, they chose him. He knew from the beginning. He knew from the beginning that he was going to have to do this because of his name. Okay. And because of the time that it was going to be needed to wake up a lot of people. Okay. So right now it was the time. And it's even written in here. So they had to choose somebody to become one of the elect, as they call it. And they chose someone with a certain name meaning. So his name means chosen by God, and his real name, which is, I can't even pronounce it, starts with an E. It's like Alisir. I don't know. So Amisas. Okay. Yeah. Sent by God. Yeah. Thank you. Bambi. Appreciate that. So I didn't make notes this time, but I should have. So his name, because when you are chosen to do something, your name has to line up. Has to line up. Okay. It's spelled Emias. Is that Ermias? Hermes. Hermes. It sounds like Hermes, but it's with an E. Hermes. So very, very planned. On one of his songs, Grinding, I think he talks about knowing he was going to have to make a sacrifice, and it's chess, like he's in a game of chess, and this is how you get the money, this is how you take the power back, and things like that. So in my opinion, the reason why this had to be done, it's already written in here. The reason why, in my opinion, why it had to be done was to take the power away from anyone who was, thinking about, doing this themselves, and to also open up people's eyes to see that there's no such thing as coincidence. Thank you, Shirley, for the donation. To also keep in mind that these fraternal orders pull off these pre-written prophecies. So it's not really something that's going to happen because someone was psychic and had visions. These are a set of instructions to the people that are, in charge of certain things. Okay. So when you understand that, you'll see the code, you'll see why, you'll see the time, the month that it happened is even in the book of Enoch, the month March. Okay. So this was that, I'll show you guys in a second in this book, but it had to be done. It was going to be done. Somebody was going to do it, whether it was him or not, but he was chosen due to his name and his messages. All his lyrics and a lot of his latest songs and videos are very coded and awakening and enlightening and telling you about what's to come and what's happening right now. So that's one thing that y'all can kind of look into. So I'm going to show y'all in the book of Enoch where it says that somebody's going to be chosen. Okay, here it is. Okay, so now this book is very, very coded. So when they say weeks, like the weeks of the year, weeks of a month, they mean months, because the first sentence that pertains to a week says the first week of the year, or the first week. So after that, when they say the third week, they mean the third week, the first week in the third month, or the third week in the third month, or the third month. It depends on what time, and then the number 3 again pops up. So this is if you have this book, it's page 115 at the very top. It says, and after that, the third week at its close, the third month at its close, then a man shall be elected as the plant of righteousness judgment, of righteous judgment. So, and his posterity shall become the plant of righteous forevermore. Okay, posterity means his not being religious, but being more spiritual. It means walking away from religion and into, knowledge and spirituality shall become the plant of righteousness forevermore. So he's going to wake up a lot of people to this information just by all those numbers and coincidences and people not really thinking it's real. Thank you, Vitani, for the donation. And then it says that, okay, then there's something else coming in April. But see, I told you I have to get this book if y'all want to know what's coming, what's happening. So this is book 5 or whatever, chapter 5. I don't know, it's 115. It's right at the top, right here. So y'all, I read in my books because that's how I decode. So he was a huge example of what everyone in the music industry should be doing. He had his own record label. He was in control of all his music. He had a clothing store. He was very woke. He had, he had knowledge and understanding of how the, occult knowledge and all that stuff. He understands the laws, how to get out of something, how to break contracts, how to fake his death, all this kind of stuff. He's playing chess. Okay, so he's trying to get people to wake up and see, people don't really react to certain things unless there's a tragedy behind it, unless it's emotional, unless it's a trigger. So this is one of the triggers that are supposed to wake up people. Like I told you guys, people sacrifice their fame in order to wake people up. They give away their fame to wake you guys up. And in return for that, that person really has to want to do that in order for that to go over. So he's probably understanding giving up all of that to wake people up at this time because it's needed. There's a lot of people walking around thinking that they're really awake and doing everything in opposition of what they're supposed to be doing in order to even, thrive or even survive. So not enough woke people. So hopefully, and he was also doing a documentary on Dr. Sebi, which is a doctor that was doing a lot of homeopathic and videos on how to cure all these diseases with how you eat, different types of food to cure this, to cure that. And he died, and there was some conspiracy around his death. So now he's putting the focus back on learning about nutrition and how to protect yourself with food, supplements, and all that kind of stuff. Thank you, Jasmine Money. Appreciate you for the donation. So everything he's putting his focus on is going to benefit you guys the most. Okay. So just make sure you understand that and don't react. Don't, and also the feeling that you have, it's only supposed to trigger you to learn more about him. Okay. So if you learn more about him, he's an example. He's a great example of entrepreneurship, being in control of your own money. He's a great example of understanding the knowledge and how to apply it and how to play chess and get your money. How not to fall victim to a lot of success and to know that you can take it or leave it. Things like that. So it doesn't matter what you truly, truly, truly believe, as long as you're getting the information that he wanted you to get. That's all that matters. Okay. So whether you believe it's true or whether you believe it's false, the best thing you can do is look into his life, look into his lyrics, understand what he wanted you to know. That's basically it. Just get the message. Don't matter if he's here or if he ain't here. He wanted to leave you guys a message, and he lined it up perfectly for the ones that have the knowledge, that understand what is actually going on. And he put a lot of stuff online and everything recently for those who don't understand but need to learn. Okay, so It's up to you guys. You can argue all day with me. It don't matter to me. I don't care. I see what I see. I know what I know. And I know that there's no such thing as coincidence for sure. That many in a row. So once you come to that realization, you'll be okay. But in the meantime, get the examples and the information that he has, and you know, it's also going to benefit you. That's it. Mhm, right. So after all of that, you know, it does take sometimes an emotional trigger to open people up. But at the same time, for people like me, it doesn't affect me emotionally. It just says, let me look and see what happened. Oh, okay, I see these numbers now. Okay, now it's making sense. It's just like, oh, okay, this is where you want my attention right now. Oh, you want me to see what he was about? Okay. Wow, he's really impressive. Wow, that's a good example. That's what more people need to be doing. I wish more people were like this. Da, da, da. Thank you, Lala. So that's how I see things. And I don't get involved in the emotional aspect of it because I don't react to being triggered. I only react to what I can learn from the situation by learning, you know. So this is another good example of how not to really react, but to kind of open your mind a little bit. Um, hmm And it doesn't matter what I feel or think. Just get the knowledge that he wanted you to get. That's all. That's it. I don't care what the conspiracies are. I already know what it is. Just get the information. That's mainly why these things are done, to get to awaken the people. That's it. So whatever you believe, it doesn't matter. Just get the information. Go watch his videos, decode his videos, look at his life, look at how he ran his business, and follow suit. Okay? That's it. So do y'all have any questions that pertain to this video? Mm-hmm. It's pre-prophesized. They had to pick somebody. No, I don't think Kanye was ready to give it up yet. Okay. Kanye wasn't up for that job. Not yet. He's on Sunday service duty. Um okay. Oh God, no. Oh, sorry. Hate it when that happens. Thank you, Bettini. Any book with symbolism, universal law, occult knowledge, any of those books. Every person that asks me that, I always recommend The Complete Idiot's Guide to Alchemy and any dictionary or encyclopedia of symbolism. Also, you need to research people's names, and also you need a numerology book. It doesn't matter which ones, as long as you like it and you understand it. So, right. Mm-hmm. Why is he being attacked by the people he was trying to help? I mean, if you look at the entire storyline in the Bible of Jesus, it was the same thing. Like, I can go deeper into the science. Like, his girlfriend, Lauren London, her name, if you translate it into what her name really means, it's also being able to cross a barrier, or the sacrifice of the cross. Okay. And the ionosphere represents also, and the angle of the earth and the ionosphere also represents the cross and, occult science. So it represents the elect. Now, when I say the elect, I mean the electric, the star, the plasma people will be able to cross that. So her name, that's what her name means. That's why that was his girlfriend. That's why she was on the last video with him. That's why you see that picture floating around with him on a white horse. I mean, her on a white horse with him. That's the white horse represents the Christos. So it's all pre-written. He signed up for that role. He's playing that role. You know what I'm saying? And whatever he was focusing on and whatever his message was, that's what you need to be looking into right now, because it's not about him as a physical being. It's about his message that he brought to people. So just go research that. And that's what you need to be learning right now. Right. Um, mhm. No, I haven't seen Kanye on that KUW. I don't know. Maybe I did. I don't. Is it old or new? Mhm. Nip as a character is gone. Right. When people have a stage name, those are two different entities. One is a business, and one is, their name given at birth are two different things. So you also have to remember stage names. Um, right. Their son's name was Cross. See, told y'all. I didn't even know that, but I could add up all the signs just by glancing at a couple of things, and I'm sure it goes much, much, much deeper. But he was already signed up to be a sacrifice by his own will, and it's not the type of sacrifice that results in physical death, but in character death. Okay. So, doing what he does, he's probably going to make a lot of money off of this because his album sales probably going to go up. His stock and his clothing store is probably going to go up. He owns his own masters and da da da. And he may start. He may still work behind the scenes as a producer or whatever, whatever. Who knows? But that's not the end of life for him. That's just the end of this certain career path in order to wake people up to the next level of consciousness, because there's so many people walking around that are not even awake, and they're just right in the middle of getting exterminated on a daily basis. And so has, understanding that and waking up right now is going to be crucial for a lot of people. So it is a sacrifice to wake a lot of people up, to give up your career to wake folks up. A lot of people have done that. And also to also change their frequency. When someone passes away, you start to think about, oh, I really liked him, oh, that's too bad, and da da da. Da. It brings you down. It brings your heart to a certain frequency that's not hate, or that's not going against other people, or that's not in competition, or it brings your heart chakra to a place that's not battling, somebody else, or being shut down. Kind of opens it back up. So just understand, yeah. Hmm. Is anybody using those two chairs in the background though? Yeah. um, why don't why does it take you so long to say such simple things? I said everything I really need to say in the first 10 minutes, but I know new people come in all the time to my videos, and they click on it every couple of seconds. So I just reiterate for those that are coming out of kindness. Um, right. So much info on Dr. CB Holistic Healing, right? And yeah, he was doing that documentary on Dr. CB as well. So bringing attention back to that, which is very important, because right now at this time, nutrition, supplements, and taking care of yourself and your immunity is top priority. Whether you are woke or not, it's top priority for you if you know what's really going on. So please take care of your health. Stop smoking, stop drinking, Stop eating things that cause your body to have low immunity. That's all I'm gonna say about that. Okay. Do with that knowledge as you want to do with it. That's it. Um, okay. There's the message. Do with it what you want. That's all people can do. I don't have to convince anybody to take care of themselves. That should be your priority, not mine. I don't care. Literally, I don't know most of you guys. I just um, have compassion enough to give the information. Whether you receive it or not is up to you as an individual. Um, and that's all I could do. Hmm. I'm leaving it up. Don't worry about it. I'm not taking it down. I always leave all my lives up. Right. He wasn't signed to a label. Exactly. He owned his own record label. You see? He's trying to show you an example on how to be. This if you think about the whole reason Jesus died, it's this for the exact same reason, to wake people up, to be an example. Um, da, 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 da. You know what I'm saying? Same name, meaning, and everything. So it's to wake people up and to show them the example of how they're supposed to be. Own your own, get money, you know, pick you one woman and floss, make sure she's good, be successful, know your knowledge, have knowledge of self so that you can understand what's going on. That's basically what it was, you know. Um, do you think we're living in our last days? Some of us are not, because some of us are not going to make it because they're not awake to understand what's coming next. Now, a lot of people have noticed the weather change, the sun, the weird looking upside down crescent moon, the strange clouds being spread over the plains, the solar flares, the admittance of the government doing A, B, C, and D. Okay, all of these things, 5G, all of these things are not for your health. Some of them are, but not all of them, not everybody's health. Um, if your immunity is low, you're going to be affected the most. That's it. If your knowledge is not there, you're not going to know what is going on because you have no knowledge of anything. So you're just going to react and be triggered instead of learn or understand. Another thing is most people live in a low frequency, and that also lowers your immune system. When I mean low frequency, I mean in negative situations and negative environments, eating poorly, doing lots of alcohol and drugs, and just vibrating and hanging around lower frequency people. That alone lowers your immune system. And right now, it needs to be high, not on medium, not on low, but on high. That's why he put the emphasis on Dr. Sebi. So right. Mhm. So there's a reason why they legalize weed at this time for all of y'all scrambling to get some legalized weed. There's a reason for that. Uh-huh. So just keep your mind open and understand. Um, but you do know that he did. Yeah, I know that um I know that I see symbols and signs and that certain things are not coincidence. And I know that it doesn't matter if he's really dead or alive. That's what I know. So if people don't believe that he really is dead, then it won't even work. You see what I'm saying? But for the guys and, for the people that know, it's fine. It doesn't matter to them either. There's no argument whether he's alive or dead. It doesn't matter. See, people die every day. Are you concerned about them? Exactly. Why? Because it doesn't matter to you. The only thing that matters is the message that they're trying to give you. Okay, just focus on the message. Don't try to turn any of this into, oh, he's really dead. It doesn't matter. The person that got shot 2 seconds ago is really dead. Do you care? It's the matter. You know why? Because, everything is for a reason. There is no such thing as coincidence. Just keep that in your mind. And I don't care if you believe it or not. I don't want to convince you to even believe it because we need people to not believe it in order for the message to get truly across. Thank you, Miss Lyric. You also hear about the first Muslim Black female judge body being recovered in the Hudson River, and they died around the same time. Yep, I remember that. I saw that on Facebook. Thank you for the donation. Um, a lot of things are to bring awareness to certain things, but like I said, it wouldn't work if half the people didn't believe it. So, or the majority of the people didn't believe it. That's why it works. And I said, if you read my community section where I post things, I said there's only a couple of things that separate the sheep from, what I call the people that are in the know or your divinity is this knowledge. That's the only thing that separates you. Either you follow and believe whatever you're told, or you understand what's being done and it doesn't shake you one way or the other. You just perceive the information and keep it moving. And then you give it if you choose to. Right. Thank you, Goddess, for the donation. Sometimes people set up their own demise on purpose to put a message out. Like I said, I can't really get into a lot of those questions that you're asking because like I said, a lot of people aren't understanding why these things are happening. If you can decode, everything is already in this book, even this death. Okay. So it was going to have to be somebody that was Christ-like. Okay. And whether in name and symbolism and numerology, whatever it was, it had to be someone that fit that description. That's it. Okay. I was thinking it was gonna be Kanye. Everybody thought it was gonna be Kanye, but he wasn't ready yet. Okay. So here it's Nipsey. So take that and just get the message that he's leaving. Go listen to his last couple of songs or all of the songs, but the last couple of them are really informational. If you know code, if you know alchemy, if you know universal law, if you know all that kind of stuff, symbolism, it's all in there. But literally, yeah. hmm Right. Oh, yeah. The book that I have, people didn't see it again. Book of Enoch. This is all coded, very coded. I actually might do a video. I think I did do a video on how to decode this book, but I might do a formal, like, pre-recorded video on how to decode that book because a lot of people keep asking me how to decode, and there's a formula. It's like, thank you, Beauty Ann. Love your channels and have helped me out so much. Oh, thank you. It's first of all, you need the definition of the word. If there's a word or a symbol or a definition of a symbol, you need to recognize which words are literal and which words are symbolic. That comes with reading a lot and how to take things into when it means this or that. I don't know. Maybe it's just my talent that I have. A lot of people have this talent, but maybe I've been doing it so long, I can recognize which words are to be symbols instead of taking literal. And I think reading a lot of these books like this, like Emerald Tablets, um, Book of Enoch, um, any alchemy book, and the Kabbalion. Once you start reading those, you'll understand how to decode, because you'll see that certain words stand out and are used in place of another word that could have been easily used. But why did they choose this word instead? It's standing out to me for some reason. That's a strange choice to put that there. Let me read it. Let me go figure out what this word represents. That's one way that you have to start decoding. And then you have to take also like the numbers that they're using. Not always will you know words mean their literal meaning. You have to take it into context. And also yeah, names, decode people's names, decode colors that they're putting in there, decode words that they have shortened and did not use entirely. you know why did they shorten the word? What else does this word mean? What is a synonym for this word? Okay. you know no A lot of times in these ancient books they refer to science and cosmos. So you have to understand like electromagnetic frequency spectrum. You have to understand stars and how they work. It's a lot. You have to be a student, but for the most part, if you can just get the symbols down, you'll be at least 75% there. You know, and as you keep decoding and keep decoding, it's like a journey. You'll research this and then you'll see that it means that, then you'll research that. And by the time you're finished, you've learned a whole science lesson and didn't even start off that way. You try to define a word and what it meant symbolically. And then after an hour later, you just read an entire science lesson because of one word or one thing that you tried to decode or one symbol. That's how it happens. That is how you become well versed and have more knowledge and things, because it's a path. It leads you, it keeps leading you. It's like, okay, well, now I got to know what that means because I don't know what that means. And okay, so then after about 2 hours on one page, you fully understand that page and are able to interpret it in the correct way. So, um, hmm thank you. I appreciate that. Life is about creation and destruction. All things are exactly right. Um, so so here's my thing. A lot of you guys are young. So and your priority is not this knowledge. And your priority is just, oh my God, somebody died. Okay, great. Wonderful. Somebody died. Just get their message. Go listen to their music. Thank you, Live Life. His full name was Ernest Joseph uh I thought his middle name was Davidson. Yeah. Was he had Davidson in there? Was it Joseph? They mean the same thing. I don't know. Anyway, yeah, Davidson. So, so basically, if you're not in the knowledge, if you're not on the path, just go get his message and follow, his um, blueprint, which is entrepreneurship, owning your own, um, understanding that this is a chess game and you have to do certain things to get ahead. Okay, just that's what he wants you all to know. Uh, get one woman or one man, treat them right. There you go. So, for those that are truly awake and are trying to get this information, understand that he knew what was coming. He agreed to everything. He did it to wake up a lot of people that are still asleep, because they're going to be the victims of lack of knowledge, basically. Because when a lot of these things start happening, well, they are happening right now as we speak, but basically they don't know their health and their very consciousness and existence is in high danger. So right now you're going to start to see more and more of them. There's a list of stuff that's supposed to happen. So in April, y'all gonna see something. Okay. Y'all gonna start to see some stuff, like literally see visions of stuff. A lot of people have been telling me they've been seeing things. I'm gonna just leave it at that. Seeing things. So visions of so at the end of April, there's going to be people that are seeing visions of it could represent vision as far as dreams. It could represent plans. It could represent physical or non-physical visions of something. So at the end of April, expect something to be revealed about some great grand thing that have to do with probably people of color, because it says the upright and righteous. So the holy, which is holy, represents the sacred. So this person is held sacred, and righteous. So they're going to be of color or to the right of the electromagnetic uh, spectrum. That's how you. So a sacred person of color shall be seen, and a law for all generations, and an enclosure. So an enclosure. So an enclosure represents something that seals off something from something else. So there's going to be a shift in consciousness as well. And a lot of people are going to be closed off if they don't have this information or recognize what's happening. Okay. So whatever that may be, we don't know because we see how things unfold, but we do have an indication when it's going to happen and who or what it's going to pertain to. So that's as best as we can get right now. If you pay attention to a lot of the things in the media, this is how a lot of things are told because so many people pay attention to the media. They don't pay attention to anything else. Most people haven't gone outside and looked up at the sky today. They've looked at the internet about 30, 40 times though. So that's where all the stuff is going to be happening. Thank you, Charlotte, for the donation. So as we get to the end of April, start paying attention to, as we get into April, start paying attention to stuff because something's going to go down. Well, I know what's coming after that. Page 115. So when it talks about April, it says week 4 or the 4th week. Okay. Then the 5th week represents May. So it tells you what's going to go down there. And on and on and on. Y'all go get the book. I'm trying to help y'all wake up too. Thank you. Well, I'm going to end this here because I think this is long enough. And I appreciate you guys being respectful. Some of y'all, I don't know, because I didn't read all of the comments. And just keeping an open mind and getting knowledge. And even if you don't agree with everything I say, just go and read some of his lyrics from his past couple of videos and read about his life, what he's accomplished, and then see him as a good example, because he was a, person that on his own, got ahead in life and truly understood a lot of things as far as what's happening in the world right now. And, he might have been a rapper and all that kind of stuff, but he had his head on right and made really good decisions. Okay. Some of the decisions that a lot of us need to be making at this time. So I'll see you later.